A self-love solo day date trip for me is all about harmonizing my mind, body, and soul. The essence is purely showing up just as I am, imperfectly perfect, and loving myself through it all. I just finished hosting a week-long retreat in Ubud where I was the meditation and manifestation guide, holding sacred space for 16 beautiful souls from all over the world. So post-retreat is looking like a self-retreat, spending time on my own, decompressing in solitude, and lots of solo travels. Okay, we're going to tuck into some of this fruit. All of the fruit here always comes with a little bit of lime to squirt all over. I'm going to talk about self-love because my self-love journey really began with solo travel. It really began when I was working 9 to 5 in fashion and in a really long-term relationship of 8, going on 9 years, but it felt no longer aligned. And so my solo travels weren't just dedicated to building my dreams and creating an online travel business that allowed me to work from anywhere in the world. It was also a deep spiritual journey, a deep self-development journey in discovering who I am, standing strong on my own 2 feet, and allowing myself to explore all parts of the world as well as myself. One of the most asked questions or concerns has actually been around dining solo, especially during dinner time. Now, there was a time when I would not step a foot out of my accommodation in a new destination once the sun had set. I was so scared and would anxiously plan everything so that I didn't have to be outside once it was evening. But I really see this now as an opportunity to get to romance yourself. I love seafood, live music, jazz on the piano, spoken word poetry. So I was so stoked for this live session to align with my solo trip in Bali. So self-love for me also involves creativity. I am naturally a creative person, and whenever I travel, I always like to look for unique places to stay, like this one, beautiful and cute cafes to work from, and of course dine. And I love to also take care of myself with wellness spas and any kind of treatments like massages, facials, and whatever I can do to give love to this beautiful vessel of mine here on earth. And so, like I mentioned, this is how my own self-love journey began, really using solo travel as a form of self-love and self-development. I absolutely love to photograph unique and different spaces, places, and people. And in my early days, this is how it really looked like. I'm always curating and pinning places around the world that are special and catch my eye. And so when I started doing that and started documenting more of my travels, that's when Condé Nast Traveler reached out to me to create for them, as they really loved the way that I traveled and captured my experiences. And then after 3 months traveling solo around South America, that's when I received my international book deal, which is titled Wanderlove, and it is tips and inspiration from a solo traveler. I don't know if I've actually shared this, but I actually got approached to create a travel photography book. But after 3 months traveling solo around South America, there was so much that I had learned as a young woman traveling solo, as you would. And I pitched back to have written words throughout it. It was definitely a travel photography book at its core. But I know that beautiful photography draws people in, but I wanted to have substance and soul. And so with the written word, it really dives in deep. Another definite on my self-love day list is taking a long, beautiful, spacious shower, hopping into a robe, combing my hair, and putting on a face mask. All of the self-care things that make me feel so taken care of. When I travel, I'm really drawn to boutiques and markets that showcase unique pieces or brands from the destination, and I loved the look of this one. I didn't do much shopping on this trip at all or end up buying anything, but a little try on never hurt anyone. A big part of self-love is also not just loving the parts of yourself, your body, your physical features, but owning it, like truly owning it. I remember when I was back in high school, we used to straighten our hair with an iron. This was a really long time ago, by the way. And so I was surrounded by a lot of friends who had naturally straight hair. And this is actually my natural hair. You can tell that it's very curly, almost wavy like, but this is my natural hair. And it's taken me such a long time, I would say, to truly love it and to truly own it. I've gone on a curly girl journey. And I love my waves. I love my curly hair. I feel like it's more me. It's free-spirited, it's wild, and it's got a mind of its own. And so I encourage you to look at something that's one of your physical features, whether it is your skin or your hair, and learn to love it and completely own it because it's what makes you you. I was almost not going to go to this class, but another part of self-love is the devotion to practice. This was a yin and healing class, and I love the combination of a slow, restorative yoga class with yummy stretches and healing. Right after, I booked in for a massage, before then grabbing a matcha from the cafe and heading to my next destination. Sure, there are plenty of external things we can do for self-love in the physical, but a significant part that often gets overlooked is introspection. All of self-love begins from the inside out, slowing down and becoming acquainted with the beautiful, intricate parts of our inner world. Being in connection with something beyond ourselves, knowing that there is more to life than meets the eye. This is how we are able to hear our inner wisdom, the truth of who we are, to merge with our soul. For me, this comes in the form of journaling, writing as ritual, meditation, music, listening and being in nature, noticing that we too are part of nature and having reverence for it all. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Thank you so much for being here and joining me on this journey. If you would like to work with me deeper, you can always join me inside one of my manifestation or self-love courses, online programs, or even one of my retreats. Oh, and you can also pre-order my brand new book, which is now available. It would mean the absolute world to me. Introducing Your Soul Purpose, Manifest a Life You Love, a practical and engaging guide to manifesting your dream life, taking you on a journey from conception to reality. Your Soul Purpose, Manifest a Life You Love includes a beautiful blend of neuroscience, psychology, and ancient wisdom, and your support means the absolute world to me. Okay, I'll see you in my next video. Until then, always sending you all the groovy love.